Hi guys, we're back with another Conversations with
Juan
and Tigs.
Hello.
So today we're talking about qualitative research. You might have heard of this one under different terms like user research, usability testing, talking to people, keeping it human. So we are really big on this one at Blue Melon. You know, we love to keep things human. Basically, the easy way to think of it is qualitative research is any research which doesn't really involve heaps of numbers. So it's more about talking to people in different kinds of situations. So what's the first one that we like to do, Juan?
The first one and the most common one is one-on-one interviews. I think if you think about it is when you talk to somebody, you really get to know what they're thinking, what they're going through, the pain points, potential solutions. They may have ideas. It's a really nice way to get closer to your end user. By doing so, you just start to build empathy towards them. And when you design something, or you're building an experience, or even creating a marketing campaign, then you start to understand who you're talking to. So I really like this one. Something you want to keep in mind is try to plan before doing the interview. Sounds obvious, but I've been in situations where people just go, I'm going to wing it. Don't wing it. Just do your questions and pre-plan, and then get your client to validate those questions, and then just run it. And when you do your interviews, something really cool is be friendly. I've also been in situations where you've got an interviewer, which is like with a notepad and just looking down and just like don't do that. Just prepare yourself and just have a chat, a nice conversation, and you will unpack tons of insights. Number two. Okay, so depending on your budget, you know, you might be wanting to bring in a few more people. Same rules apply that Juan was talking about. You know, keep it friendly, keep it human, don't act like a robot. So number two is focus groups. So these are, you know, you might have seen them in movies. There's 6 to 9 people led by a moderator. So that person's kind of keeping it a bit structured. You might want to have it semi-structured, give people the freedom to give their insights, depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, obviously this depends on the kind of project you're doing, and you get some really interesting things out of it when people bounce off each other's ideas. What's number 3? What's the next step? I love this one. This is when you're building digital products heavily. Usability test, which is when you get a sample, if you're lucky, 5 to 7 people, it's great. You build a prototype, or you have something, or a user journey, or something you want people to test on. And then you got a facilitator to walk through the experience with that particular user. The name of the game here is to understand where the gaps are, if it makes sense to somebody. That's why it's all user-centered. It's about them. Challenges will come that sometimes people don't really tell you what they're thinking about, even when you tell them to say things out loud. So it's the skill set, or the kind of the things that some of us need to do, is try to figure out what the best path for the next iteration is. Another thing that you can use usability tests for, it's your net promoter score. If you're doing an NPS, or any of your KPIs or anything are measured on your NPS, or an episode NPS, and your likelihood to recommend, which is ultimately 2 evaluation tests that allow you to kind of measure or quantify your qualitative research. I think that's it.
That's it. I think we covered it for today.
Awesome. Hope you like
See you
this
next
one.
time.
Bye. Chicka bam bam, Blue Melon.